What's up guys, Nick Rapazzi here. Welcome to the Paradise C6 YouTube channel. So today I wanted to cover a little bit of a question and answer type of thing and just let you guys know what's going on, why I haven't really been uploading. I do have a lot of parts that I want to be putting on, but it is cold as shit out. So let's get right into the Q&A and we'll just explain things as we go. So let's start here. The way I started this is I went on Instagram, put up a post and just told everybody to throw up their comments and questions that they have. I will put my Instagram link down below. If you want to reach me, ask me questions, Instagram is the best way to get a hold of me. I generally check it every day. I got to get a little bit better about posting and getting things out there, but it's just been a little bit hectic with the holidays and just traveling and work. And I had drill this weekend, so that's why I'm doing this video a little later in the day, but let's get right into the Q&A. So the first one is from Gearhead704. He also has a good YouTube channel. He's got this Fox Body Mustang that he's building convertible. I watched him put a dash in. He's got a lot of cool stuff. So go head over and check his YouTube channel. I'll put his YouTube channel in the link below. His question is, what we got here? What would be some reasons to buy a C6 over a C5 or vice versa? Also, what made you start a YouTube channel? So when it comes to C6 and C5, honestly, when it comes down to performance handling and everything that goes along those roads, they're kind of the same thing depending on if you get like a Z06, and it's all going to depend on what motor you want to have, which most people swap out the motors anyway when they start building these cars, to be honest. But I went for a C6 just for styling. I like the way it looks over the C5. But if you're going in for a price point and you want to get into a Corvette, you can't beat the prices of a C5. A decent one with low mileage, you can get them for like 10 grand. And if you drop another 10 grand into it, you'll have twice as much performance that you can get out of a C6. C6 is generally, depending on the year and the model that you want, you're gonna be spending anywhere. I seen the 05s are the cheapest. You can get an 05 for probably right now around 15,000 if you search for it. But every other single one runs for 24 to, like, if you're gonna get a ZR1, you're almost at like 45, 50. But they're generally between $24,000 and $30,000. So it all depends on how much money you want to spend and what the styling is you like. I like the styling. I found an 05 2 years ago that for a decent price, and I knew I was going to change everything myself anyway, so that's why I bought it, because I wanted to build it myself and do all the stuff that I would have done anyway, and I didn't have to spend as much money. So for me, it'd be a C6 just for styling, but if you want to get in the Corvette game and you want to do it on a budget, C5 all day. You can't beat the price on them. What got me to start a YouTube channel? That is just, I've always wanted to just put out the stuff that I did, and I wish I started it years ago when I was, because I want to say what, 3-4 years ago, almost like 6-7 years ago, I was really big in RX-7s and building RX-7s, and then I got really tired of the rotary game. But when I came home from Afghanistan, I took it was a Turbo 2 Anniversary Edition RX-7 white. I pulled out the rotary that was in it, sold it, and then I put in a LS1 with a T56, and I basically rebuilt the motor. I didn't do bearings or anything. I changed the cam out, opened it up, made sure everything was good. I did heads, I did cam, I did full exhaust, intake. I did all the wiring for the car. Funny story with that car is I went out and I took it on the road, and me and my friend were out, and the stock body harness and engine and part of the engine harness, because it burned out in the same area, caught on fire and melted everything. So I got really pissed off with it, with what was going on and all the wiring issues, because it was like a almost 30-year-old car at the time. I ripped everything out, rewired the entire car, and put everything on switches and did a push button start, and just, I had a blast with that car. I basically built it for drifting. When I was in Afghanistan, I saw videos of Hurt. He has his own RX-7 with he used to have a V8 in it, and when I saw that car, I was like, I have to build something like that, and that's what got me to build it. And I just wish back then I started and just showed the process of me swapping a motor into a car that wasn't supposed to be in there, and just putting information out there. I'm not the type of person to get on forums and just type in everything that I've done or research that I've done, but I am a very visual person and will gladly show somebody over a video and tell them in person or over the phone. But getting me to even write a text message is damn near impossible. I'm not about it. I don't really care about texting. I don't really care about typing and doing all that bullshit. But all day I'll talk to you on the phone or show you in a video how to fix something. So that's one of the big reasons why I started a YouTube video. I just feel like I got good content to put out there and get good information, and I just love the car world and just being in it and meeting new people. And starting this YouTube channel has gotten me to actually go out and meet different other YouTubers and car people and just open up my community of people that I could reach. So that's another big thing, and just getting out to races and just filming and having experience and bringing experience to people that maybe can't make it to that kind of stuff, or they just want to learn. A lot of stuff I just want to teach people. I'm not the best, but I am 100% willing to just jump in and figure it out. So that's one of the big reasons why I started this. So let's get to the next one. This one comes from Freddy_Lanes. Thoughts on the C8. Also, what made you want to get a Corvette? For me, it was driving my every time seeing one parked at the dealer. Eventually I was like, I must have one. Thoughts on the C8. Honestly, a lot of people are throwing hate on it, saying it looks a certain way or looks like a Ferrari, and just it's a lot of mix. And it was the same thing when the C7 came out. All the old school Corvette purists, like the old guys that you see driving these cars, they are the ones that hated the C7 coming out, and it's just something new that appealed to a younger crowd, and the C7 did fucking phenomenal. And it's the same thing with the C8. The platform is kind of reached its limit. For what the C7, especially the ZR1, it's competing with the highest level of sports cars at a very, very good price. And that's where I see the C8 go. I see the mid-engine Corvette, which originally when it first came out, years ago, it was supposed to be a mid-engine car, but they just never did. And now that it's here, I think it's gonna dominate the entire car world at a very, very cheap price point. My biggest thing is I hope to God that they don't do what Ford did with the Ford GT and put a V6 in it. I get the power that they get out of the V6, and it is what it is, but there's just something about a car with a V8 or a V10 or V12 that just makes it just a little bit something else. It just, that V6 and the sound of it just takes away from what it actually is. I really hope they go with turbochargers on this thing. It's just gonna bring it to another level, and honestly, I think it looks good. I've only seen the random spy pictures, and I want to say it's gonna be showcased in 2019 of January. I forget where I saw that it's supposed to showcase, and if it is, I absolutely want to make sure that I get there, whatever it is that I got to do to go. But we will see what happens when it comes out. Why I chose a Corvette, it's just the same thing. When I built that RX-7 and I had the LS motor and felt the power and the torque, I fell in love with the simplicity of it and the reliability of it. And having it in a swap car was just a whole nother world. So I wanted to move into something where it came in at stock, and Corvettes were always something that I just looked at that were just an American car that was just on another level. Every time I seen one, I was like, damn, it's a beautiful car, and I wanted it. At the time, I had a Dodge Challenger. I loved the car. It was just heavy. It had the 5.7 motor in it, and it just really wasn't worth modifying that motor to get the horsepower numbers that I eventually wanted to work towards. So I knew the LS platform. I knew what it was capable of, and I just went for it. I literally did a direct swap. I think I owed, what did I owe? Like $22,000 or $21,000 on my Challenger at the time. It was 2010 black RT, and I found this 05 Corvette. It had like 67,000 miles on it. They were asking 22, And I was like, well, I owe this much money on my car. I really just want to do a direct swap. And I went out there, showed them what I had, seen what they had, and we just did direct swap. They took it. I refinanced the Corvette. I actually got a better rate at the time, lowered my payments, and shortened the time that I had the loan. So it all worked out in my favor at the time, and I got the car that I wanted. I really wanted a wide body. I wanted a Grand Sport, but it wasn't in my price range at the time with where I was working, and financially it just wasn't the right move to make. And so I settled for something a little bit less, but I knew that I would just have something that I could modify and I could change and probably do it for slightly cheaper, if not. But I could say I built the car. So that's why I went with a Corvette. That's why I bought an 05 C6. And yeah, that's that. So let's see what the next question we got here. So this one actually comes from my brother, Rapazi20. Where do you see yourself in the future? See yourself in fitness aspects, taking off more shows in the future. So a lot of content that I don't really show is I'm really huge into the gym. I've been going to the gym almost every day for probably like 10 years now. I did one bodybuilding competition back in October 2016, and it was my first one ever. I came in 4th place, and I was ecstatic. I was nationally qualified, and I had a blast. And just something about me, especially with being in the military, I'm very militant when it comes to everything. So if I get told to do something like with a diet or a workout program, I basically just do it. It's in my nature to do that kind of stuff. And I love pushing the limits of my body and seeing where I can take it. So that's why he asked me a fitness question. And I don't know. I recently just hired my coach again, Gordon Falsetti, to start training for another one. I want to try and compete in April, but we'll see what happens. I'm a little bit far off from being in competition shape, so we're gonna see where we get by then, and if we need to push it back to a different show, then we'll push it back. But we're gonna see what goes on. It's about 18 weeks from now, so we'll see what happens in these next 18 weeks, and that'll depend on what show that I actually do. But we'll see. We'll take it one step at a time. I just want to push my limits again and see what I could do. I love fitness cars, and just doing whatever. That's who I am, who I want to be. So that's where I see myself with that. So this one comes from Kayla. She actually has a YouTube channel about clothing reviews, jewelry reviews. It's really good. It's really informative. I know most of my viewers are male, so recommend her channel to your girlfriend to watch if she wants to see different clothes that she tries on, and she does the ordering programs where they send a certain amount of clothes and she picks what she likes and sends back what she doesn't. So she has an awesome channel. She's very informative and just good to watch. So her 2 questions are, what other vehicles do you want in the future? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? So in the future, there's a few cars that are a little bit out of reach right now, but I hope I get to. And there is one that I will be buying in, I want to say May of this upcoming year. I forget. I'm coming very close to paying off the Corvette. So once I am completely paid off with that car, I want to get a, not brand new, but brand new used, new to me Z06. I was looking at the brand new ones, and I can't see myself spending $75,000, $80,000 for a low model Z06, because I'm looking for a Z06 with the Z07 package with the carbon ceramic brakes and all the ground effects that come with it. Because I was looking up what it costs to swap to carbon ceramic brakes, and it's almost $14,000. And when it's like a $7,000 option when you buy the car. So instead of spending like $95,000 for the one that I want, I'm looking at like a 2015, 2016 Z06 with the Z07 package, and they're running closer to $60,000. So I will take you through the whole process of me actually buying one when it comes to it, but that's probably going to be around May. Another one of my bucket list cars that I want to get is, I want an Audi R8, but I want the V10. So we'll see where my finances going and what everything is with that. But the biggest thing is I stopped buying a lot of like car parts and just started crazy savings because I want to get into a house so I can buy something with a garage. So I have somewhere to do all this stuff, because I've basically just been borrowing people's garages to modify stuff as I go. I'll drive my car there, leave it there for a week, and I just don't want to be doing that kind of stuff anymore, or just doing stuff in the parking lot of my apartment complex. So that kind of stuff needs to stop. So hopefully within the next month or two, I will be in my first home. I'm buying a multi-family, so we'll see what happens. But that's where it's going with that. I kind of put everything off. It's the winter months, so things are slow. But I do, no matter what's going to happen, if I'm in a house or not, next month we are going to be putting a lift, wheels and tires on the truck, and a wrap. So that's going to happen no matter what. But a lot of the other stuff is getting put on hold. So hopefully by like February, we'll get this turbo build going and just get things moving with that. I want to see anywhere from 800 to 1,000. So with the computer system that I have in my car, I won't really be able to push crazy amounts of boost. I think it's only going to let me run a 2 to 2.5 bar sensor for the car. So with that, I can only run. They only make a two bar sensor, so I can only really run 14 pounds of boost, 15 pounds of boost in the car. So we're gonna see what that makes and just stick with that until I get a standalone ECU and I can make a little bit more boost. So that's pretty much it with it. That goes along with that, and that's all the good questions I have. There's another one here from GTA 5 Leaks. His name's Courage Goodwin. He's got a YouTube channel. Honestly, I haven't really watched his YouTube channel, so I don't know what it's about, but go check it out. Other than that, I hope you guys are having a good week. I wish I had a little bit better content for you, but I like doing this Q&A stuff. If you have any other questions about stuff you want me to make a video about, anything else that you want to see, just let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to give this video a like. Please subscribe, and I want to give a huge shout out to all the new subscribers. I think in the past like 2 or 3 weeks we went up about 50. So I can't thank you guys enough. Again, have a good week. I will talk to y'all later, and peace.